Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. President Ram Nath Kovind cancels Lok Sabha polls in Tamil Nadu's Vellore constituency after Election Commission flags cash seizure. In Manipur, Election Commission orders a re-poll in 19 polling stations over complaints of voter intimidation by militants. Campaigning for the second phase of Lok Sabha polls ends. 97 Lok Sabha seats across 12 states and one union territory will go to polls on 18th of April. Campaigning also ends for Odisha's 35 assembly seats. Political bigwigs campaign across different states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses rallies in Odisha and Chhattisgarh. BJP President Amit Shah hits the campaign trail in Karnataka and Kerala. Congress Chief Rahul Gandhi on two-day tour to God's own country. Nominations begin for sixth phase polls. 59 seats across 7 states to vote on 12th May. Home Minister Rajnath Singh files nomination from Lucknow. Sports Minister Rajyavardhan Rathore files papers from Jaipur Rural. BJP slams Navjot Singh Sidhu's speech, even as Election Commission seeks report from Katihar DM. Amid the continuing Jet Airways crisis, DGCA advises other domestic airlines to keep airfares as low as possible. Aviation regulator also decides to monitor airfare movements on a daily basis. First, all the election news. Lok Sabha election to the Vellore constituency was cancelled on Tuesday following recovery of huge amount of cash allegedly from a DMK candidate's office a few days ago. President Ram Nath Kovind rescinded the notification to hold the election to the seat based on the recommendations made by the poll panel on Monday. Polling in Vellore was scheduled on 18th of April. The Election Commission took the decision after the district police had filed a complaint against the accused, Kather Anand, as well as 2 party functionaries on the basis of a report from the Income Tax Department on 10th of April. Campaigning for the second phase of Lok Sabha polls to be held on 18th of April ended on Tuesday. 97 Lok Sabha seats across 12 states and 1 union territory will go to polls in the second phase. All 39 seats in Tamil Nadu, 14 seats in Karnataka, 10 seats in Maharashtra, 8 seats in Uttar Pradesh, 5 seats each in Bihar, Assam and Odisha, 3 seats each in West Bengal and Chhattisgarh, 2 seats in Jammu and Kashmir, 1 seat each in Manipur, Tripura and Puducherry will vote in the second phase. The campaigning for the second phase of Lok Sabha polls, which will be held on 18th of April, ended on Tuesday. 97 Lok Sabha seats across 12 states and 1 union territory will go to polls in this phase. All 39 seats in Tamil Nadu, 14 seats in Karnataka, 10 seats in Maharashtra, 8 seats in Uttar Pradesh, 5 seats each in Bihar, Assam and Odisha, 3 seats each in West Bengal and Chhattisgarh, 2 seats in Jammu and Kashmir, 1 seat each in Manipur, Tripura and Puducherry will vote in the second phase. And the campaign also ended for the Odisha's 5 Lok Sabha and 35 assembly seats, where polling will be held in the second phase on 18th of April. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday addressed two election rallies in Chhattisgarh's Korba and Bhatapara town. Addressing the election rally in Bhatapara, Prime Minister Modi targeted Congress party by saying that these people are crossing limits daily. According to them, anyone whose name is Modi is a thief. What kind of politics is this? They have labelled a whole community as thieves only to get some applause.
इन्होंने तो एक पूरे समाज को चोर बोल दिया और वो भी सिर्फ तालियां बजवाने के लिए। आपके इस चौकीदार को नीचा दिखाने के लिए ये मानसिकता है, सल्तनत वाली मानसिकता है, जो हर वंचित, पीड़ित, शोषित समाज को इस प्रकार की हीन नजर से देखता है और वे इसे अपना गुलाम समझता है।
Addressing at the rally in Korba, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said a Jal Shakti ministry will be formed by the new BJP government, ending water crisis in the country. He added, the Congress party lost connection with the people long back and doesn't understand what the people need.
कांग्रेस का इरादा गरीबों के लिए चलाई जा रही योजनाओं को बंद करने का है। यहां आयुष्मान भारत को बंद करके और भी कई योजनाएं बंद कर दी। अभी हमारे अध्यक्ष जी मुझे बता रहे थे, उन्होंने यही काम किया है। इसी तरह जो यूरिया है, जो सस्ता राशन गरीबों को मिलता है, ऐसी सरकारी सहायता को ये बंद करने का मन बना चुके हैं।
And earlier in the day, on Tuesday, Prime Minister Modi also addressed a public rally at Sambalpur in Odisha. Targeting the BJD and the Congress, Prime Minister Modi said that it's because of the earlier corrupt and weak governments that the poor people of Odisha were still poor. He said that the government has taken measures to weed out middlemen from the system to ensure that the entire funds flowing from the centre percolates to the poor. He also slammed the BJD government over mining and chit fund scams. Prime Minister Modi said that the people of the state want change. Later in the day, Prime Minister Modi also held a roadshow in Bhubaneswar.
साधनों और संसाधनों की कमी नहीं रही है। कमी रही है जनता के पैसे के सही इस्तेमाल की। पहले की सरकारों ने कभी इस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया कि जितने पैसे दिल्ली से भेजे जा रहे हैं उसका लाभ आप तक पहुंच रहा है कि नहीं पहुंच रहा। आप मुझे बताइए, 100 पैसे भेजने पर अगर आप सिर्फ 15-16 पैसे का ही काम होगा तो यहां विकास हो पाएगा? यहां विकास हो पाएगा? 100 पैसे में से 85 पैसे कोई दलाल अपनी तिजोरी में भर लेगा तो क्या यहां सड़कें बन पाएगी? पुल बन पाएंगे? अस्पताल बन पाएंगे? स्कूल बन पाएंगे? आजादी के इतने सालों तक ये भ्रष्टाचार चल रहा था।
And the Election Commission has ordered re-polling in 19 polling stations of Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency following complaints of voter intimidation and destruction of EVMs and VVPATs. Re-polling will be held in 11 polling stations in Senapati, 4 in Ukhrul, 3 in Churachandrapur and 1 in Chandel on Thursday in the second phase of voting. The BJP had filed complaint with the Manipur Chief Election Officer last week, alleging voter intimidation by the cadre of the National Socialist Council for Nagaland to vote for their candidate. The Naga People's Front had also alleged that EVMs were tampered with by opening 3 rooms at Churachandpur DC office where the machines were kept after voting. A notification for the 6th phase of Lok Sabha elections was issued on Tuesday. In this phase, 59 seats in the 7 states will vote on May 12th. The last date of filing of nominations is April 23rd, with April 19th and 21 being closed owing to Good Friday and Sunday respectively. The date of scrutiny of nominations is 24th of April, while the date for withdrawing of nominations is April 26th. Voting will be held in 14 seats in Uttar Pradesh, all 10 seats in Haryana, 8 seats each in Bihar, West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh, all 7 seats in Delhi and 4 seats in Jharkhand. And Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh filed nomination from Lucknow today. Rajnath Singh held a mega roadshow from the BJP office to the collectorate. Many senior party leaders and party workers were present in the roadshow. Rajnath Singh shifted his constituency from Ghaziabad to Lucknow in 2014 and won the seat by a margin of around 3 lakh votes. Union Minister Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore also filed his nomination from Jaipur Rural Lok Sabha constituency. He will be contesting against Congress candidate from Krishna Punia from Jaipur Rural. Bollywood actor turned politician Shatrughan Sinha's wife Poonam Sinha joined the Samajwadi Party in Lucknow on Tuesday. Poonam Sinha joined the party in the presence of Akhilesh Yadav's wife Dimple Yadav and MP from Kannauj. Sinha is likely to be fielded from Lucknow seat against Home Minister Rajnath Singh, who is a BJP candidate. Poonam Sinha is likely to file nomination on 18th of April. Lucknow is going to polls on 6th of May, along with a total of 51 constituencies across 7 states in the 5th phase of the Lok Sabha election. And Shivpal Singh Yadav's Pragatisheel Samajwadi Party has announced the names of 14 candidates for the Lok Sabha elections. The party has released a list of 14 candidates for Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar and Haryana. The party has announced candidates for 2 seats in UP, 1 seat in Rajasthan, 6 seats in Bihar and 5 for Haryana seat. Punjab Minister Navjot Singh Sidhu has joined the bandwagon of leaders courting controversy with their remarks in a bid to woo voters. At a rally in Katihar, Bihar, the Congress leader was heard saying that minorities in the country are the majority in that area and if they vote unitedly, the Modi government will be sorted out. His speech was played out at a press conference held by the BJP, which lashed out at the Congress leader for trying to divide people. Amid furor, the Election Commission has sought a report from the Katihar District Administration on Sidhu's speech.
बांटने की राजनीति कांग्रेस के डीएनए में है। It is a part of Congress DNA to divide. और कल का उनका वक्तव्य और आज, और ये परंपरा कोई नई नहीं है। जेएनयू में जब देश के टुकड़े होंगे इंशाअल्लाह कहा जा रहा था, तो उसको संबोधित करने कौन गए थे? उनको एड्रेस करने कौन गए थे? राहुल गांधी गए थे। तो क्या उससे राष्ट्रवाद पनप रहा था क्या? ये कौन सी नसीहत देने की बात की जा रही है?
The government on Tuesday cancelled the business visa issued to Bangladeshi actor Firdaus Ahmed for allegedly campaigning for the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal. The centre issued a Leave India notice to the 45-year-old actor. He has also been blacklisted by the government. In a major controversy, Ahmed was seen claiming for the Trinamool Congress candidate from Raiganj constituency, Kanhaiya Lal Agrawal, on Sunday. The Ministry of Home Affairs has also sought a report from the Foreigner Regional Registration Officer about the visa conditions regarding any possible violation over Ahmed campaigning for the Trinamool candidate. Bengaluru is home to about a sixth of Karnataka's population. The state's capital sends 28 members to the 225-member Legislative Assembly and has 4 Lok Sabha seats. Although Bengaluru generates a bulk of the state's tax revenues with the IT hub tag, the branding sits at the odds with the myriad civic issues plaguing the city, from traffic snarls to frothing lakes. Take a look at the detailed report. The first impression of the Belandur Lake in Bengaluru is a vast expanse of snow and snowflakes floating in the air. Unfortunately, the reality is quite different. What looks like snow is actually harmful snow-white froth that floats up from the city's largest lake and spills over into the neighboring areas. The city's decaying nature is symbolized by this lake, which catches fire every now and then after a deadly cocktail of untreated chemicals and sewage is emptied out into its water.
पहली प्रॉब्लम तो ये है कि बहुत सा जो ये फोम आ जाता है, ये सड़कों पे आ जाता है, तो इसकी वजह से एक तो प्रॉब्लम है व्हीकल्स को और लोगों को आने जाने में, और सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है स्मेल की। तो अभी तो फिर भी ठीक है, लेकिन ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ रेन मतलब ऐसी हालत हो जाती है कि ब्रीथ करना भी बहुत इम्पॉसिबल जैसा हो जाता है।
A garden city that first turned into the country's IT capital became a pensioner's paradise and is now a startup town. The colossal speed of Bengaluru's growth has brought several growing pains. City's image has been dented by its problems with garbage pile-ups and traffic snarls and crumbling public infrastructure.
बेंगलुरु में जो है सबसे बड़ा इशू है ट्रैफिक का। लोग ज्यादा हो गए इधर, पूरे इधर से उधर से सब आ रहे हैं। इतनी ट्रैफिक नहीं थी पहले, जैसा कि 5 साल 10 साल पहले तो कोई नहीं था इधर। अभी इतने लोग हो गए हैं, हमको ही पता नहीं बेंगलुरु कितना फैला हुआ है। हम इधर के ही हैं, लेकिन हमको पता नहीं है कहीं भी जाओ आपको ट्रैफिक ही मिलती है।
The road to Karnataka Lok Sabha victory is paved with Bangaloreans' votes, and this reality has forced all the contenders to draw up special campaign for the city. With a dedicated manifesto for India's tech hub, Bengaluru region, the parties are planning to modernize city's infrastructure. Since the lakes have catchment areas for the collection of rainwater, an ill-maintained lake could mean increased dependence on already depleting underground water resources. In the region where the Belandur waters flow thick with filth and foam, election promises are easy to come by but difficult to fulfill.
Frothing lakes, rising air and water pollution, decline in the tree cover. All these are clear manifestations of environmental decadence in Bengaluru. The issue has been debated for quite some time now, but nothing much has changed on the ground. Will 2019 usher in the new era? We'll wait and watch. Reporting from Bengaluru, with camera person Junaid Iqbal Khan, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Improving the quality and supply of water in the state is one of the most important issues for voters in Karnataka. The issue of water scarcity in Karnataka has been accorded priority by the political class during the campaign. Take a look at how the problem of water scarcity has assumed mammoth proportions.
This scene is common at several places in Karnataka. Many rural areas in the state get water supply once in 3 days. Weak monsoon in the state has driven farmers into despair and plunged the major urban centers, including the capital city Bengaluru, into a major drinking water crisis.
ನೀರು ಕಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ನೀರು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಳಾಯಿ ನೀರು ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು 2 ಬಿಂದಿಗೆ 3 ಬಿಂದಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇನ್ನೇನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ನೀರು ಬೇಕು
Bengaluru has lost 79% of its water bodies and there has been an increase of 925% in concretization. 98% lakes have been encroached upon. Several districts of Karnataka have been facing water crisis, with the state's northwestern drought-prone districts of Bagalkot, Belgavi, Dharwad and Gadag lacking water even for drinking needs.
पानी की तो यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम बहुत है इधर पानी का हल हो जाएगा तो सब प्रॉब्लम कुछ वैसा ये नहीं है खाने पीने का देखिए सब इधर फैसिलिटी है पानी पीने का ही मेन प्रॉब्लम है आदमियों को 1 किलोमीटर से 2 किलोमीटर जाने के लिए पीने के लिए पानी का ही रखता है मैं समझता हूँ पॉइंट्स ऐसे पॉइंट्स और 5-6 पॉइंट डाल देंगे विद इन हाफ किलोमीटर में थोड़ा डाल देंगे तो प्रॉब्लम आसानी से हल हो जाएगा
Karnataka faces water dispute issue with 6 states. Karnataka State Natural Disaster Monitoring Center has said that the rain received between September 1st and February 20th was less than 40 to 60% in 2017-18. North Karnataka seems to be the worst affected and the state today is standing on the brink of a looming water crisis.
After South African city Cape Town's severe water crisis, it is feared that Bengaluru could be the first Indian city to run out of drinking water by the year 2030, and availability of water could drop down to 88 litres against the required amount of 135 litres. Beyond the electoral cacophony and rhetoric, this issue warrants undivided attention. Reporting from Bengaluru with camera person Junaid Iqbal Khan, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
And with that, we'll slip into a very quick break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Enter the majestic forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan and you'll come across the Jaipur column. A gift to the Viceroy from Savai Madho Singh, the Maharaja of Jaipur, to commemorate the creation of the new capital. The 145-meter high column is crowned with 6 pointed crystal stars on a bronze lotus, and inside the stone shaft runs a steel tube which weighs a little more than 5 tons. The base of the column has text conceived by Lord Irwin and Sir Edwin Lutyens inscribed on it.
Welcome back. The Supreme Court has expressed satisfaction over the swift action taken by the Election Commission against various politicians for their alleged hate speeches during campaigning. The top court was reacting against controversial remarks made by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, BSP Chief Mayawati, Union Minister Menka Gandhi and Samajwadi Party's leader Azam Khan during campaigning. The bench was hearing a PIL filed by an NRI yoga teacher based in Sharjah seeking a direction to the Election Commission to take strict action against political leaders making caste and religion-based remarks in the media in the run-up to the general elections. The Apex Court also refused Mayawati's plea challenging the Election Commission banning her from campaigning for 48 hours.
कल कोर्ट ने जो ऑर्डर दिया और जो इलेक्शन कमीशन को डांट लगाई, फटकार लगाई, उसके बाद इलेक्शन कमीशन ने कल दोपहर के बाद 4 पॉलिटिशियंस के खिलाफ कार्रवाई की, जिससे कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये एप्रोप्रिएट स्टेप है और हम इससे सेटिस्फाई हैं। अगर आगे कोई इस तरीके की दोबारा एक्टिविटी होती है या कोई नेता दोबारा ऐसी कोई स्पीच देता है तो हमारे लिए लिबर्टी है कि हम दोबारा कोर्ट के सामने ये मेंशन कर सकते हैं और कोर्ट इस पर दोबारा तब सुनवाई करेगा।
The Supreme Court on Tuesday agreed to hear a plea seeking permission for Muslim women to enter mosques to offer prayers and asked the centre to respond to it. The Apex Court told the counsel appearing for the petitioners that it will hear the matter because of the Apex Court's judgment in the Sabrimala temple case. In the petition, a couple has sought the Apex Court's direction to declare as illegal and unconstitutional the practice of prohibiting the entry of Muslim women into mosques to offer prayers. And some more developments. The Income Tax Department raided the house of DMK leader Kanimori in Tamil Nadu's Thoothukudi on Tuesday amid allegations of a huge cash for votes racket in Tamil Nadu. A team of 10 people are conducting the search along with the Election Commission flying squad. The raids come as Lok Sabha elections in Vellore were cancelled following a huge cash haul allegedly from the house of the DMK candidate. Kanimori is the DMK candidate for the Tuticorin seat. And aviation regulator DGCA has appealed to all the domestic airlines to keep fares as low as possible as the crisis hit Jet Airways continue to drastically curtail its operations. DGCA will also continue to monitor airfares movement on a daily basis and also engage with the airline for the appropriate action amid concerns over rising ticket prices. The decision was taken on Tuesday after the Directorate General of Civil Aviation held a meeting with representatives of airlines over the issue. Earlier in the day, Civil Aviation Minister Suresh Prabhu had also called for a review of issues related to struggling Jet Airways, including rising fares and flight cancellations. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Tonight. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.